Yeah.
Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about emotional support animals. So before I get into all the cute animals that you see here, I want to tell you what they are. So an emotional support animal, or an ESA for short, is an animal that's been prescribed by a mental health professional, so that can include a therapist, psychiatrist, or a psychologist. They're there to bring comfort and sort of alleviate the symptoms that you may have with a mental disability, physical disability, anything like that. And the most common disabilities you see them being used with are anxiety and depression. And this badge right here is the badge that's commonly associated with them. So if you get a vest for your ESA, then you would put that badge on there so that people are more aware of the animal actually has a purpose for being there, not just to come run up and pet it. There aren't a lot of requirements to have an ESA, but there are a few that you should follow. The owners have to be considered emotionally disabled by their mental health professional. You can't just go to a normal everyday doctor because they're not specialized in that field. However, you can go to a family doctor because you've been with them throughout your whole life. They're capable of diagnosing you for an animal. You have to have a prescription letter. This letter will allow you to do a ton of different things. You can bring your animal on the plane. You can take it into different pet-friendly places, and it'll allow you to have your pet taken with you in a housing pet-restricted place, like an apartment. There are two acts that allow you to do this. One is the ACAA, which is the Air Carrier Access Act. That's for the plane. And then the FH Act, which is the Fair Housing Act, which is for the apartments. The animals themselves don't have to have a lot of requirements. They just have to be able to be well-mannered in a public setting and in the home setting, because you have to remember they're there to help you with your issues, not create more problems. Although it's not required by law, it is highly recommended that you get a vest for your animal. Most commonly, you get them for your dog. So you want to make sure you properly measure out the vest size, which goes by inches. So you're going to measure the girth of your dog, which is like the rib cage. And up here is a dog that's on the tiny side, which is a Yorkshire Terrier. And then here is a dog which is on the large side, and that's a German Shepherd. And you want to make sure you just size them correctly so they don't wiggle away from you, because you can get puppies and they like to wiggle away. There are a lot of different ESAs that you can get. The most common ones are ones that you probably see in a normal house setting. So those include dogs, cats, guinea pigs, fish, rabbits, mice. There's a cute little picture for you. And then there are some uncommon ones as well, which they can get pretty weird. So you've got ferrets, snakes, turkeys, pigs. I even saw a picture of someone with a kangaroo. So those are some of the more uncommon animals. And I don't know if you can tell in this picture, but that's actually a miniature horse on a plane with a woman. So again, she had the prescribed letter that allowed her to do so. So I'm going to show you a quick little 30-second clip here. It'll load. Well, I'll just tell you the gist of it so I don't waste time. This woman was going to bury her husband's ashes, which can obviously be a very stressful time, both on your emotions and physically. So she has a pet turkey that she's had throughout her whole life, and that eventually became her ESA. So taking her letter, she was allowed to take it through security and whatnot, and one of the security people was like, oh, I've seen a parrot before, but I've never seen a turkey. So you can bring some pretty strange animals on there with you. And they even get their own seat next to you, so you don't have to pay to have your pets fly if you have that letter, and you can just keep them close to you so they keep you calm and grounded. So in conclusion, ESAs can help with emotional, physical, and psychological disabilities. They can help lower anxiety levels, lower blood pressure, lower heart rate. They can do a lot of great things, and they are a bit different than service dogs. Service dogs are actually trained for 18 to 24 months before they go into the field with their owner. So these are a bit different, but they're still just as good. And you should definitely get an ESA if you have any of these issues, because they can greatly help your lifestyle. You just have to remember to make sure you get prescribed by a doctor so you can get that letter, so you can take them places that you need to take them. You need to make sure that you get them fitted properly for a vest if you have a dog, because I know you can't fit a snake for a vest. It's not ethical. And then you just want to make sure that you choose the animal that's right for you, so that you can be more assured of yourself in a public setting. So, and then, resource. persons?